Hello, potential architect, and welcome to Foundation. If this is your first time visiting and you are curious if you would like to take up the mantle of architect, then please allow me to show you around, as we have a few key mechanics that set us apart from everywhere else. You see, our specialty tier buildings are no prefabs. Our architect handpicks and places each and every part that you see on our specialty buildings, from the rooms to the doors to the little flags hanging off of its sides. It allows for some very interesting sights to behold that you would never see anywhere else. Once the design is finished, it is passed on to our builders who collect the materials, carry everything over, and put it all together for us. Then, finally, once the menial labor is completed, each and every room within is chosen for a specific task. A great haul for our visitors, and typically every other room is set to be stuffed full of money. Now, you're probably wondering about all the peasant housing, because it would seem like a lot of effort to build each one individually. So we don't. We just mark off locations fit for residential areas. Then we come in after and add our own cosmetic choices like signs and bushes and trees and other little things along the roadways. All the houses are done by our villagers themselves. They choose a location within our marked areas and hire a builder who puts it together for them. It's really quite nice, actually. It creates a beautiful cityscape that looks natural all on its own and lets us focus more on other areas that need our attention, like making money. Plus, when new homes are needed, the villagers deal with it themselves, and we don't have to worry about it. We just occasionally mark off more residential areas as the city grows. Another neat mechanic you'll experience in our village is you will never craft another path in your life. You can help persuade where they will show up, but paths are formed from repeated travel and use of our villagers. The more a route is used, the more the ground is packed down and the more set in a path becomes. It can turn back into grass eventually, but it takes time and requires no villagers to pass over it. Once a path is set, a villager will prioritize using it, which sometimes means they will use less efficient ways to get to their destination than make a new path to get there. But that's easily corrected with a well-placed fence or wall. After hearing all that, if you're still interested in taking on a city of your own, it's important that you know a few things about expanding your city and the challenges that come with it. Every time you begin the process of expanding, each step should be taken carefully, taking into consideration what infrastructure is already around, not just in the entire city, but in the area you plan to expand to. Adding new expansions too quickly without proper planning could throw a carefully balanced section of the village out of whack if the population growth is unable to keep up. When this happens, villagers may start traveling the entire distance of a village looking for food or goods to fill their needs, which brings their own work to a standstill because they are spending more time looking for things than actually doing their own work. Depending on their work, this could influence the happiness of others around them, which will start to impact global happiness and slow potential growth, leading to these deficits lasting uncomfortably long. But with all that in consideration, it's not difficult for our village to grow, and it's rather forgiving once you get the hang of things. Currently, the UI gives you most of the information you need to know, but it doesn't exactly tell you some of the finer details that would make your processes easier. You have to either do some experimenting and playing around till it makes sense for yourself, or head to the very friendly and helpful forums where all your questions have answers from many others that came before you. In regards to how easy it is to pick up, if you've built cities before, you should be perfectly fine. Everything here fits into the genre nicely and has a very comfortable feeling to it. However, if city building is new to you, then you should know that the UI is a bit uncomfortable for someone not used to how this type of genre works, which could make things feel overwhelming and hard to follow in the beginning. It is also important to note that at this time, the developers are working hard at improving the UI experience, and that is the next update planned to be released. If there's anything this game currently lacks right now, it is two things. First is more decorative objects or cosmetics to decorate our village with. It would be nice to have more knickknacks that could be placed around to make the town look more lively and nice. You know, extra things to give it a bit more of a unique and special feel. And secondly, a first-person villager mode where you can walk around the village and see it from the eyes of a villager. This game is beautiful, and when you fully zoom out and position yourself from a window inside your village, or even down on the street, as if you were walking around, it's a fantastic sight to behold, especially when it's a city you put together. There is no greater feeling in this game. There are still other aspects we have not touched on, such as the military, what the different resource chains are, how faith and the church come into play. But if everything we've talked about so far is enough to pique your interest, then it might be something for you to dive into and check out for yourself. So, should you play Foundation? Our villagers give it one great big giant happiness rating out of 5.